Hi guys, welcome to Bible Breakdown. We're doing Psalms chapter 6. So this psalm is titled A Prayer for Mercy. It also says for the choir director with stringed instruments according to Sheminith, a psalm of David. So for this psalms, we're not really sure the context behind why David is saying what he's saying, but there's like a disconnect between David and the Lord. He might have sinned, he might have did something that doesn't please the Lord, and he becomes like physically ill and spiritually ill. So I wrote that he pleads with the Lord to not be angry with him and wonders how long his suffering would last. Then he continues and he feels a sense of the Lord like turning away from him, and he asks the Lord to rescue him. In verse 6 and 7, he talks about how he's cried over this matter and like he's been crying in his bed, his eyes are swollen, and he blames the lack of his eyesight on his enemies. In verse 7, he says, My eyes are swollen from grief. They grow old because of all my enemies. Then in verses 8 through 10, David, he gains his confidence back and he warns his enemies. It says, Depart from me, all evildoers, for the Lord has heard the sound of my weeping. The Lord has heard my plea for help. The Lord accepts my prayer. All my enemies will be ashamed and shake with terror. They will turn back and suddenly be disgraced. And in verse 9, when he says, The Lord has heard my plea for help, the Lord accepts my prayer, I feel like that's David kind of reminding us, like, it doesn't matter how we think the Lord thinks of us, because David's like, the Lord is angry, like, he turned from me. At the end of the day, the Lord will always hear our prayer. So, yeah, that is all I have for y'all. And I'll see y'all tomorrow for Psalms chapter 7. I love y'all. God loves y'all more. Have a great night.